This episode is brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. A place where everyone is a loved member of the podcasting community. To link up with these shows and find your next podcast addiction, visit YouRunPodcast.com.
You want to die tonight?
Late at night, I tune into your show, where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voice is like sirens, draws me in, as you pick apart movies on murder and sin. Scott and Mark set the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Mark's fucking long roundups. You Run Podcast, horror movie review, sharing facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after you fled. You Run Podcast. You Run Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. My name is Scott.
My name is Mark.
And we are a horror movie review show run and controlled by you, our listeners. You pick the movies, you get involved in interactive features, and you get involved in games. I'd be worried if this was like a big title name, but it's only our regulars listening. So hello, regulars.
I think you're going to be surprised by this episode.
It may be. Maybe loads of people will tune in. Who knows? This episode goes out on a Tuesday, so do all of our other episodes. If you would like an early release episode with no ads, you can get that on our Patreon, which comes out on a Thursday. You go to Instagram at You Run Podcast, and that's where you get to vote to put the movies on the show. If this is your first time listening, which I seriously doubt for this movie, we'll give you our reviews, then we'll give you our scores. Then we're going to do a deep dive, not necessarily in order. This movie is so short, there's so little to talk about. This may be in order, this may go all over the place. Then we're going to play a game, which today is Name That Movie Motherfucker. Then we'll give you a little bit of a roundup, and then we'll let you on your way. So you guys picked us to cover this movie back in 2024, and we replaced it last minute after the tragic passing of Tony Todd. And I'll be honest, I forgot all about this. And then I posted a reel about this movie, and I was swiftly reminded by more people than I genuinely expected to remember. Like, there was loads of people who were like, you were meant to do that. Where's our episode? So today we have a very overdue episode on Hollywood chainsaw hookers. This film follows Private Eye Jack Chandler as he tries to find a girl who's on the run. She's run away from home. Somehow, and I'm still not entirely sure how, he gets embroiled in a cult of chainsaw worshipping hookers led by none other than Leatherface himself, Gunnar Hansen. Now Jack has to save himself from being fucked to death with a chainsaw and also rescue the runaway girl who's kind of not really a runaway. She's there for revenge on the hookers for killing our friend. The acting is terrible. The visual effects are atrocious. The blood looks more like cranberry juice than it does than anything else. The plot is borderline non-existent beyond chainsaws, boobs. The payoff is underwhelming. That being said, this film fully transcends it's so bad, it's fantastic territory. Like, this is Sharknado 3 level amazing. I laughed so much during this. The scriptwriter needs an award for the level of fuck it he had on display. There's so many lines in this where the scriptwriter went, nah, I want to say that, so I'm going to say that. It is sexploitation movie, and I can't lie, I am happy with the level of sexploitation on display. It's exceptionally executed with high quality breasts throughout. I can't in good conscience score this high, but I want everyone to understand that this is the most enjoyable 2 out of 5 score I've ever given.
Oh, 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie is epic beyond belief. Like, I'm sure you guys know what I'm into and what I like and what I don't like. And
Boobs.
yeah, boobs, slocky horror, terrible practical effects, wonky dialogue to the point where it's self-aware and hilarious. And for me, this encapsulated all of that and then some more. You know, I think this is a very, very funny, self-aware product that harkened back to my original enjoyment of what I had when I watched Killer Condom. You know, it's that kind of territory level of stupidity that really resonated with me. I think this movie's fantastic. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. It doesn't hang around. It gets to the point, and it does it flawlessly in terms of its comedic execution. I think this movie's brilliant. You know, there is a lot of things about it that probably wouldn't sit well with modern day audiences who grew up in the 80s and 90s. I can't see them accepting something like this, other than it being sleazy and misogynistic, and what other keywords you'd like to throw at it. But all in all, I just think it's a really, really funny. It's a kind of movie you'd turn your TV on at 1 o'clock in the morning and it would be there, and you'd tell your friends about the next day. It's like, oh man, I couldn't sleep last night. I stayed up late and this came on TV, and I was like, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
I have told more people about this movie this week than about anything else I've watched on TV.
It's exactly, you know, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, super, super enjoyed it, to the point where it will be a regular rotation for me. It was just harmless fun, you know, and I like the time in Hollywood where it was just harmless fun, you know, and movies didn't care whether they offended or care whether it felt like it was made for the people making it and not necessarily for the audience. You know, it just felt like a group of mates having a laugh and trying to make a movie. And for me, I appreciated that, you know, and I really connected with this on a level that I didn't expect to. I'll be honest with you. I thought this was going to be something that I was going to eye roll all the way through. And I was pleasantly surprised by my experience of it. I'm going to rock this in at a 4 out of 5.
Wow. You've given this the same as you gave Wishmaster.
I think this is better than Wishmaster. In fact, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. There you go.
Wow. I may change my score as we talk about it, but I think I'm trying to give this a fair score. I think I'm trying to be.
You're not. You're giving this an unfair score. You score out of enjoyment, and you've literally just said this movie was brilliant. I haven't spoken about a movie as much as I've spoken about this in years. And then you went and crucified it with a 2 out of 5.
I said all week. Well, I'll see how I feel at the end of it. Let's do an ad, and then let's rock into the craziness that is this film.
Grab a slice and take a seat, the crust is on the plate. Got a brand new audio file loaded up by Nate. Greg is in the studio laughing at the mic, unpacking heavy cases that you're gonna like. Dialing up Australia for a killer point of view. Cake from flail under screams, forward to the crew. Caught the brutal history and mysteries unsolved. The casual friendship where the theories get evolved. When the grim reports are done, brackets hit the floor. A pop culture showdown and all out media war. Ranking cult film villains, arguing all night. 3 hosts on the feed, making everything alright. And trust me, trust the dark side is calling. True crime is deep, and the banner is falling. A conversational vibe when the lights are low. Pizza bones, welcome to the show.
So head over to yourunpodcast.com where you'll get access to Pizza Bones, our newest member of the You Run Podcast Network, and all of the other shows in the network as well. We've got everything from true crime through to horror, through to TV deep dives, like anything you could possibly imagine is on there. There's also links to our merch, which no one buys, but it's there if you want to. You can also rate and review us there, so do that as well. You can also do that on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and those rate and reviews really help us reach new audiences. But the most important thing you'll find on there is our Patreon. On our Patreon, not only do you get early access to this show with no ads whatsoever, you also get exclusive content, and I'm going to show it again because I know Mark loves it so much, like this.
Hold on. It's the hold on, yeah? Head nice and high. Okay. And we're going to do that. Get that arm out of the way. Get that arm out of the way. Hold on there. Hold on. There we go. The world famous chops. There we go.
I can still feel them. Like, and if you're not listening through headphones, listening through that with headphones really shows how hard they were. Like,
Yeah, brilliant.
It's
Brilliant.
proper painful, but you get things like that. You also get You Run Extra, where me and Mark talk about all kind of weird and wonderful things that you select. We give you news roundups. We give you kind of everything. There's also exclusive shows like You Run Recap, where I go back over things we've done previously on the podcast and give you a full run through in under 10 minutes. So there's so much on there, and all of that's for less than a cup of coffee. So go and do that. Make sure you support us. Make sure you support the network. And that is the end of your advertisement for this episode. The opening of this movie, the disclaimer is wild as fuck. And then I checked the facts and I fully understand why it's there. I have the full disclaimer. The chainsaws used in this motion picture are real and dangerous. They are handled here by seasoned professionals. The makers of this motion picture advise strongly against anyone attempting to perform these stunts at home, especially if you're naked and about to engage in strenuous sex.
I mean, it's a fair warning.
The chainsaws used in this movie are real. There are chains in these chainsaws at all times. And when the chainsaw is, there is a blade spinning. And when you watch this movie back with that knowledge, how the fuck no one lost a tit or an arm is beyond me.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I don't think the same can be said for Linnea Quigley's double chainsaw dance at the end, because I watched that and I was like, that
double chainsaw dance. All the smoke that you see is actually the smoke coming off the chainsaw. It's the oil burning. And Linnea Quigley at one point almost passes out from the fumes, and they left that take in the movie. As she comes out of the area, she stumbles and almost falls over. That's because she almost passed out because of all the carbon dioxide coming out of the chainsaws.
That's very cool. Very cool. But yeah, the chainsaws weren't spinning when she was doing that dance, though.
No, but she was just revving it to make the smoke come out.
Yeah.
Have you got this on VHS?
Of course I have.
On your VHS copy, does it say Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, or does it say Hollywood Hookers with a silhouette of a chainsaw?
It says Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Does it on the actual cover as well?
Yep.
Does it really? Because the original UK release had Hollywood Hookers with a large silhouette of a chainsaw between it, because at the time they weren't allowed to have the word chainsaw on the title of the movie.
Yeah, no, there is an early release version which is exceptionally expensive to buy. I got the later re-release version, which is an uncut version of the movie as well, which is why I opted to get that version. So the one that you see with the chainsaw silhouette is an edited version of the movie as well. So therefore, it only clocks in at about an hour. and it's only an hour and 7-minute movie anyway. So it is a condensed version of what you actually get. Like there is releases of Evil Dead that people pay an extortionate amount of money for to have the original release of that. But the original release of Evil Dead in the UK was a heavily censored version of that movie, cut down by about 10 to 15 minutes, I think. But then the later re-releases that you get, even though they don't hold a similar level of value, you still get the entirety of the movie because censorship had changed, times had moved on, things that were offensive were no longer that seemed as offensive. So I have the later release of this movie. But yeah, so it does say on the title Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, but again, I get the full contents of the runtime of the movie.
Which is perfect because this movie's so short. We open up with Laurie, who's a blonde prostitute who's being interviewed by detectives. The dialogue in this interview is fucking wild. He's like, so what happened? She's like, yeah, well, I took him back. We had sex. He's like, how many times? She's like, I don't know, couple. He's like, and then what happened? She went, well, I went and got a sexual enhancer. And he goes,
yeah, he refused to pay. He refused to pay, so she went to get any sexual enhancer.
Yeah, so he puts a chainsaw on the table. He's like, was this the enhancer? She's like, yeah. He's like, and what did you do with it? She went, let me show you. Just fucking revs up the chainsaw, and then it goes Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. I'm like, I'm in. I'm fully in. I'm buying.
See, I wasn't, because I found this particular scene to be a bit weird.
Yeah,
in all honesty, like
the whole movie's weird.
The whole movie's weird, but this scene in particular was like one of those artsy pieces, a bit like Rob Zombie's 31, you know, where you've got like the opening monologue segment before diving into the story, where it's an out of set context piece of dialogue. And I was like, oh, is that what we're in for with this? Is that what it's going to be? Thankfully, I can say that it's not. It wasn't. But yeah, no, that initial segment was a bit jarring.
It's not, because after here, we get Ace Detective all the way through. Jack Chandler, what a guy this is! It's like a neo-noir, like almost Sin City style.
Yeah,
private investigator, and you'll hear in his head, he's like, it's been a hard week in the city, and these strange things have been happening. I'm like, this is fucking wild. And he's trying to find this runaway who's played by Linnea Quigley, who's run away from home because he's like, yeah, her uncle was her stepdad was a bit too touchy. And I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck is this movie?
How hilarious is the fact that his monologue for his story that he's writing, which again, sorry, spoiler alert, he is writing a story, and that's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
How hilarious is it that is a completely different voice to his?
Brilliant. The voiceover is, yeah, it was a grizzled time in the city. It's borderline Batman. And then you go to him, he's like, oh, mate.
Yeah. But that's what hooked me straight away. You know, it was that level of, right, these guys know what's funny. You know, like they knew what was humorous. It's sort of like Naked Gun level kind of stuff, you know, like it was like, that's the kind of humor we're going down. And I'm in tune to it now, you know, you've set that up perfectly to the point where such a silly little tidbit has got me very self-aware of what we're creating here.
Yeah, and if you didn't get it from that, you definitely get it from when it cuts to the bar and we meet Mercedes, and you've got the construction worker Bo. Their interaction is fucking hilarious. So this construction worker sat at the bar and he's drinking beer, and Mercedes is hot as fuck, played by Michelle Bauer. She goes over and starts talking to him. And she's like, you work construction? He's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I imagine you've got like strong hands and you're like good at pounding nails. He's like, yeah, I pound nails real good. How much do you cost? And I'm like, oh, dude. He's like, you bet you'd cost me an arm and a leg. And then knowing what comes next, I laughed my ass off. And then she's like, oh, you want to come back to mine because the drinks there are cheaper. He's like, yeah, but I imagine everything else is like more expensive. And she hits him with the line, "Don't worry, I have finance options."
Which, to be fair, is a very tantalizing endeavor.
I'm not well versed in the world of hookers, and if you are a hooker or a sex worker, as now is the correct term, and you perform these services, please call in if you offer finance offers, because I do not believe that anyone has like sexual services on Klarna payments. I don't think it's an option.
I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be. I mean, I'm not a man who talks from experience. You know, I'm not saying that I've had the opportunity to have Klarna payments on sexual favors, but I do feel like
That's a lie. You have a wife. We both have sexual favors on Klarna payments.
yeah, I have a checklist. You know what I mean? Before I know I'm getting some, but yeah, not in that sense. I don't. But I think it would be a thing. I feel like at least regulars would have a system.
Possibly, like if you've been seeing someone for a year, maybe they'll be like, "I don't worry, pay me next week." But I
Yeah,
don't know.
like a tab behind the bar at a pub.
It's a bit of a different tab. I imagine you'd run that tab up fucking high pretty quick, because I'm sure that sexual services are not cheap. It's not like buying a £7 pint.
I mean, you would know. What did you pay for it last time?
Oh, don't know. No, never paid for it, thankfully enough.
Cut the grass and wash the dishes.
I had to cut the grass, wash the dish, I put some shelves up. Like that's how much. I think I had to like build some flat pack furniture. That was my last build. They go back to her place, and she reveals takes her clothes off, and I was shocked. First, her boobs are impeccable. I'm not going to lie. I was sat at home and I literally went, "Oh,
I like your boobs."
And then
See, this is what I hate about movies like this, is because I want to gush and be like, wow, what a woman.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're allowed to do that these days.
Well, I just did. I'm going to do it again.
I like your boobs.
And then she fully drops like everything, and it's full frontal and it's full 80s bush. And I was very appreciative of what I was watching.
Yeah, I'm a bush guy.
Yeah, she gets him on the bed and she like starts kissing him. And she's like, "Stay there." And she's like, "I'm going to rev you up." And I'm like, not keen on this. And she goes and pulls a chainsaw out of the bottom drawer and literally hacks him into a million pieces. And it looks like she's being sprayed with cranberry juice on her naked body. And there was something about it that I was like, this is not only hilariously funny, but it's kind of erotic. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person.
Probably, yeah. I mean, one of the things that I really love is her insinuation of how much she loves Elvis Presley, and she's got the Elvis Presley picture behind her. And as she's doing it, and as she's leading up to it, she pulls out the shower curtain and pins it over the Elvis Presley picture. And then she puts a shower cap on and even offers one to Bo. And he's like, "Would you like one of these?" And he's like, "No, I'm good. You just carry on doing what you're doing."
It's when she puts the protection up and he goes, "What you doing?" She goes, "Sometimes I can get really messy." And I'm like, oh dear.
It's a full American Psycho level moment. It's brilliant.
If American Psycho was not inspired by this, I would be gobsmacked.
Yeah, definitely.
There needs to be a conversation with the director. I know that you've done like one of the greatest serial killer / psycho movies of all time, but did you steal that from Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers? Because I think you did.
Yeah.
We cut back to Jack, and Jack is now trying to track down the girl, and he ends up ringing the police station, and he goes down to the police station because they've got a blonde girl who's in custody who could potentially be his runaway.
Yeah.
This whole police station is weird. Like he gets there and the cop's like, "Oh yeah, we got this girl." He's like, "Can I see her?" And he's like, "Yeah, bring her up." And she's fully like chained up like a sex slave and sits on the sofa, and he's like, "Yeah, well, they asked her what she'd done with the chainsaw, and she showed them, and she killed 2 of my guys."
Then he accidentally left oil in the tank. It's like this is the most stupidest thing.
And
like giving someone a loaded gun and leaving bullets in it, you know?
Yeah, and she sat on this sofa going, "You 2 boys look strong. How about you take me out of these chains and, we have a good time?" And I'm like, what am I watching? Like, what?
I mean, it was a tempting offer.
The thing is, both of them looked at each other And then
Yeah.
someone went, "Should we?" And then the detective's like, no, we probably shouldn't do that. And he goes like, oh, right, well, I'm going to go now. That's not the girl. And he's like, well, I'm going down to evidence. And the private eye's like, oh, I'll come with you. And this is where he steals the matchbook that's got the phone number for Mercedes in it.
Yeah.
And he just, off he goes. There's a weird thing in this that serves no purpose other than to have more boobs. And it's Jack's girlfriend, who is also a hooker, maybe?
I was leaning more into the side of she was a crackhead.
Yeah, she's definitely something. And again, I'm going to say it, great boobs. Tammy Bake.
Yep, boobs.
Yeah.
It's all good throughout. I'll be honest with you. It's all a really, really good time. But again, like it does serve a little bit of a purpose because it does come full circle when he finally initiates with Linnea Quigley, which we'll talk about more later on because that's a very questionable relationship.
It is very questionable. But do we class that full circle? Like he has sex with her, they're laying in bed, she falls asleep, and he's like, it cuts into like his voiceover in his head.
So fucking funny. So funny, man. This was probably one of the best bits of the movie where I was laughing out loud.
Yeah, he's like, oh, she fell asleep, but the night is still young. I'm going to go and follow this lead. And she wakes up and she's full on fucking shouting at him. And he's narrating over the top like, she was sad to see me go, almost crying into the pillow. And then it cuts to her, like, while he's still voicing over, you can lip read, she's like, you fucking prick, how dare you fucking leave me like this? She's like, it was so sad, but I had to go. I had a job.
She understood. She knew the job came first. And she's just like that, you motherfucker.
It's so funny and so fucking bizarre. Like, and this is where Jack heads to the bar. So he rings Mercedes, and Mercedes is like, yeah, meet me at the bar. He gets to the bar and he's talking to Mercedes, and he also sees Linnea Quigley, who's the runaway girl, dancing on the stage.
Yeah.
And like he sat there, and she's like, I'm gonna go get a drink. And she goes and gets a drink for what's the deal with this bartender, man? He's
like
weird.
Igor, isn't he? He's weird as fuck. And like him involved in the final ceremony and that, I was like, dude, you're even more creepy. Like now, like this is your presence is really weird.
He's really, really odd, and he's like, and all the time, like in the first kill, and like now, like Gunnar Hansen is just lurking in the shadows.
Let's talk about brown face Gunnar Hansen.
He's spent a lot of time on a tanning bed.
Like I don't know how offensive this shit is, to be honest with you, because
he's blackface.
He's not fully Egyptian face is what he is, and it's like I don't know how okay that is.
I think this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre money has spent him too much time on a sunbed, and someone said, do you want to be in Hollywood chainsaw hookers? And all the tanning oil and all the cocaine made him go, that's a pretty good idea. I like the sound of that.
I mean, let's be honest, there was no Texas Chainsaw Massacre money, which is why he did this movie.
This is true.
But I was like, dude, you can't hide that brown face any longer. There's no amount of curtains you can stand behind in this movie. I know you're doing brown face.
Yeah, because later on it's revealed that he is Egyptian, possibly Arabic. I don't know. It's like everything plot wise in this is very loosey goosey. That like the long and short of this is like Linnea Quigley goes off stage. I want to call her Maxine, but it's not. Mercedes. Drugs Jack Chandler. And then we cut from him like passing out on the table, and we do a completely unrelated vignette with another hooker and a photographer, which again is fucking hilarious. Like this photographer's like this really nerdy guy, and he's got glasses, and he's like wearing a suit, and this hooker turns up. She's like, so what do you want, baby? He's like, I want to take photos. She's like, are you going to sell these online? He's like, no, they're for a calendar. I sell stuff. She's like, what do you sell? He's like, baseball bats. And we just go into this like literally topless baseball bat salesman photo shoot for.
I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at it.
but it's about 8 minutes long.
Yep. I was
In a
not
mi-
angry. I was glad it was here.
In a movie that has a runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes, they used 8 minutes of it just for some girl posing in different positions, holding a baseball bat provocatively.
Yep. Yep.
It's
It was
so-
enjoyable. It was enjoyable, man. It was a good time, and I'm glad it was in the movie. And if I had to justify it, it gave me more depth into her character.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can reach it. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So it's her, like, she does a couple of shoots. She pretended to swing the bat, and then she actually swings the bat and knocks him out, sticks him in the bathtub, and cuts him up with a chainsaw. This scene, so the actress who plays Lisa is Esther Elsie, and Hermie is Fox Harris. Now, they filmed this in Fred Olen Ray's apartment, who's the director, and basically they filmed this really early on. So the script was being written in one room, and while the script was being written, they were filming this in another room at the same time. Who do you think Fred Olen Ray's neighbors were at the time in his little apartment? Who do you think his next door neighbor was?
I mean, that's the most random question I've ever heard.
Jeffrey Combs was his next door neighbor.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
Like, that is like Jeffrey Combs is next door, and you didn't say, hey, like Jeffrey Combs as this photographer would have been perfection.
But again, this was pre-Reanimator, so the world wasn't enlightened to Jeffrey Combs just yet, as far as I'm aware.
This could have been the movie that enlightened the world to him.
Yeah, but it also might not have been the reason why we'd got Reanimator, so I'm kind of grateful in a sense. But I'd like to think that this was the movie that connected Jeffrey Combs and Linnea Quigley.
Quite possibly. Like, it's just such a bizarre fact. Like, I found it, and it's like literally the fact was written, and guess who his neighbor was? And I was like, who was his neighbor? Jeffrey Combs. And then I was like, nah, that's a lie. And then went off Googling, and there's like loads of photos of like the director and Jeffrey Combs together. I'm like, no, okay, but it's fact then.
Yeah.
We go
It's not
from
Linnea Quigley that I'm thinking of.
no,
Who's the
you're
dude-
thinking
I'm thinking of.
I can't think of her name, but I know who you mean. Another set of great boobs.
I get them. I get the two of them confused every single time. It's Linnea Quigley, and so Linnea Quigley is obviously this movie and Return of the Living Dead, and I'm thinking of
a girl who plays Frankenhooker.
no.
That's Linnea.
I'm thinking Jeffrey Combs and from like Reanimator and Castle Freak and
Call in, let us know.
no, it's gonna kill me
No.
off. Where's my Reanimator tape? I have to know. Where is Reanimator on the shelf? Because
This is why you should file it alphabetically.
this is a very, very, very good point. Right, just stall, because it's going to annoy the shit out of me if I don't know.
I'll play a clip while you do that.
I asked you if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good. We were hoping for a different answer.
Crampton, Barbara Crampton.
Oh, Barbara Crampton. Okay, there we go.
Right,
there we go.
I mean, that felt like very anticlimactic. I'll be honest with you.
It
yeah,
was.
I do that every time. I think I remember on my review page, I went in so hard on Barbara Crampton and like proper slated the shit out of her for a movie she was in. And it was Castle Freak anyway. It was my review of Castle Freak that I did on my page. And I slated Barbara Crampton and I was like, yeah, this is a fucking like she's shit. And obviously a little bit more grammatically correct than just saying she's shit. But the whole time I was writing that review, I know I was referencing Linnea Quigley.
Oh, that's funny.
And I do that with the two of them all the time, every time, and I can't help it.
We need a movie that they're both in just so you can get completely tackled.
Oh, mate, my brain would go into a certain spiral, I'm sure.
We go from here, we end up with Jack Chandler being tied to a bed, and there is now 3 hookers. So you've got Mercedes, random hooker number 2. No, you've got Mercedes, Lisa, and you've got Linnea Quigley, and they're all taking their clothes off and they're climbing all over him. And one of the girls like, "Do you think we'll have time to fuck him before we can kill him?" And she's like, "Nah, I don't think so." What is it? It's like
No, Letterman's on.
Letterman's on. We need to kill him quick. And this is where Gunnar Hansen comes in and he's like, "Bitches out." He's like, "How dare you do this in my presence?" And he sits down and has a full-on conversation where he explains that the ancients had chainsaws.
Again, right, this is where my mind started to fall off a cliff a little bit with this movie. Like, what?
Well, Jack Chandler even pulls over. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know how good your history is, but like, they didn't have chainsaws." He's like, "The chainsaws of the gods. You do not understand." I'm like, no, I don't. I don't get it at all. And like, he has this conversation. He's like, "Well, we're going to take you to the temple and kill you." And he's like, "Yeah, I could probably do with going to church, but saying that, I'm really busy tonight." He's like, "Well, fine, we'll kill you there now then." He's like, No, I can't.
I've got time.
And he just walks out, and this is when the girls come back in. They dig the chainsaw out, and then they can't start it, and it won't start because it's got no fuel in it. So they have to go. They literally say, "Oh, damn, we have to go to Texaco down the street."
Yeah.
And they turn around to Linnea quickly and go, "Can you watch him?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." And like, when he goes, or when they go, Linnea quickly unties him and reveals that she's not actually a runaway. She didn't have a sneaky uncle. Well, she did have a sneaky stepdad, and she was having sex with him, but she was cool with that. She really liked him.
Which just pissed off that he did that to her mum.
Yeah, bit of she's a very questionable character. And she's
her morals were not in the right place. Like, she was willing to commit the act, but then blamed him for doing so.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, I'm really here because one of my friends got killed by these bitches, and I'm here to kill them all." And he's like, "Okay, we need to leave." She's like, "I'm not going anywhere." And he headbutts her, like full on headbutts her, knockout. John Henry Richardson actually headbutted Linnea Quigley hard. And the reason for that was after several failed attempts, they agreed that he would just stick the nut on her. So he headbutted her and they kept the scene in. Both of them tried really hard not to break character. But when he headbutted her, I was like, "Oh, that looked really good." And it looked really good because he just headbutted Linnea Quigley. And it blew my mind that that was okay.
80s, man.
Yeah, we can't get this take. What shall we do? Shall I just headbutt her? Linnea Quigley's there like, "Yeah, sure, you want to headbutt me, that's fine." Like, what?
Yeah, this is like this fucking 35-year-old, 40-year-old man just headbutting this 18-year-old woman.
Yeah, and like they go back to his office, and again, he's questionable. Like, in fact, he's not even questionable. He's a bad dude. He's like, "How old are you?" She's like, "Don't worry about that." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "No."
I mean, he did ask for ID. He did ask for ID,
but he didn't see her ID. He just
He
kind of
didn't
went,
know, but like the effort was there.
But what sort of a private investigator is he if he doesn't know how old she is?
This is very true, considering he should know his case study.
Like, he's been looking for this girl. He's already said he's been looking for this girl for a couple of months. He doesn't know her age. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. But again, like, that's the whole point, isn't it? Like, it's things like that are incorporated into the script that are just done for bits.
Yeah, and like, this is where Jack's girlfriend pops up again, and she comes in like, "You bastard!" And he's like, "Oh shit!" And Linnea Quigley's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "That was kind of my girlfriend." Nah, never mind. It was no one. Like,
No.
like, and he definitely. This sounds really horrible, but he definitely traded up here.
Oh, without question. I mean, there is questions. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
there is certain questions that he should have maybe followed up on. But yeah, he traded up for sure. It's weird seeing Linnea Quigley so young. I have to assume this was like one of her first movies, but like, she doesn't look of age, and it's quite uncomfortable seeing her because she's very well, like all the rest of the girls in this movie are naked all the way through, apart from her up until the very end scene. And then, like, even in that very end scene, I'm like, dude, like, I don't know if this is actually okay, considering the way this movie was made and when it was made. Like, if you actually like are doing a Tracy Lord sort of situation right now.
Yeah, I found Linnea Quigley very difficult. It's very much like, you're
No.
very, very, very young.
Yeah. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's people out there who are into that, and there's a jail cell waiting for you. But for me, I was just like, no, this isn't appropriate.
I'm fully in on Mercedes in this movie. Mercedes,
Yeah, Mercedes goddess.
yeah. They decide to go to the temple. The temple had me dying with laughter. So they pull up at the temple. He's like, "Oh, the temple's going to be around here somewhere. We just need to know where it is." And there's a fucking wooden sign with it written on in pen, "Temple this way." And as they start walking down, there's another sign that says, "You're almost there."
Yeah, perfect. And again, it's like that level of slapstick, naked gun style stuff. Almost like scary movie without being scary movie level humor in this movie is just so flawlessly executed, to the point where I feel like they underutilized this scene, because there's Jack Chandler is, let's be honest, he's dressed as Indiana Jones throughout the entirety of this movie. They get to this fucking temple and not once is he chased by a boulder.
He's not, and it really annoyed me. This was a reused set. I can't remember what the set was reused from. House 2. So this is from House 2, the second story. It was just a set that was still available when they used it. The set looks great. And like I love the little waiting room where they get in the waiting room. It's like, please take a ticket and wait to be called. In this secret evil cult lair, there's like take a ticket system. This whole thing is just bizarre. So you've got Jack Chandler is tied to a sacrificial stone, and you've got all of the other hookers, which I'm going to say now are actually hookers. So the director chose the girls off the street because it was cheaper, and they drank all of the rap beer for the rap party before they left the set, and he was really pissed off.
Is this the girls that they kept panning the camera back to?
Yeah.
Like it looked to me as if those segments were filmed alternately to the sequence that was actually playing out on screen,
because they didn't react to it in a natural way at all.
Yeah, it was the most bizarre thing. I'd like let's talk about this final scene, because it's the most bizarre thing ever.
The virgin dance. The fact he says
it's not even the virgin dance. So before that, you've got the fire breather, which is a girl with a baseball bat. No, it's not. It's not even a girl with a baseball bat. She sat at the side with Mercedes. You get someone who comes in as Anuka or something like that, some sort of Egyptian god, and she's got the most tackiest sort of primary school nativity play headdressing on you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. And she rocks in and starts breathing fire. And I mean, it's very erotic. I'm not criticizing it from that standpoint. But she comes in and does her bit. And then you get Igor,
the oil,
comes in with these tins of motor oil as if it's like the blood of Christ. And he takes it over to the prostitutes, who I've only just realized are actual prostitutes, and them drinking this motor oil like it's a fucking Sunday service is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
It's so bizarre, and he's so over the top, almost like amateur stage theater level crazy, where he gets the thing that pierces the can and he pushes it down and he holds it up and he pours it into the thing, and then he's like, some for you and some for you and some for you.
It's like they have this background sort of like, do you remember in the 90s and like Friends, early seasons of Friends, where they used to have that audio laughing clip? They have that, but for like a cheering audience. There's like 5 people in this temple, but it sounds like an entire packed theater, and it's all like, you know,
it's so weird. Like the virgin dance cracked me up. You got Gunnar Hansen who's like, now the virgin dance, and we know she's not a virgin because she's already slept with her stepdad, and she slept with the private eye, but she's brought out as the virgin, and she's like all painted in like a snake mural, and she's dancing with the chainsaws. Fun fact, her being like painted like that Virgin dance made TV advertising spots. Primetime,
Really?
yeah, because censors mistakenly thought she was wearing a skin-tight costume.
Wow.
Linnea Quigley herself, I've seen interviews of her like around the premiere time. She's like, I was amazed. Yeah, they just put my naked ass on TV like 9 o'clock. Like, blew my mind. She's like, I'm like there going, oh wow, really shocked. Also, Linnea Quigley didn't let her parents watch many of her movies, but she let them watch this because she's genuinely proud of this movie. She loves this film.
And so she should, you know. I think I think as a starting point in your career, why would you not?
Yeah,
Why would you not?
like this whole thing's weird. Like they do the whole like she does the dancing with the two chainsaws, and then she turns and she kills Gunnar Hansen, which is cool. I really
Yeah.
like that. And then it turns into fucking Star Wars.
This chainsaw battle's wild.
Mercedes picks up the other chainsaw, and all I'm waiting for is one of them to go, "It's over. I have the high ground." But they have a full like lightsaber battle with chainsaws, and they're like grinding and sparks and go. It is cool. I absolutely love this. Dueling chainsaws in every movie from now on.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's a very, very fun moment, and it's very out of left field from where everything's building up to until this point. So when we finally get this moment of the two of the hottest girls in the movie going head to head with chainsaws, you're like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, it's great. She kills Mercedes, and this is the point where the police turn up, and like, so the police turn up, and Jack Chandler is making out with Linnea Quigley, and they come in, and he's like, "Yeah, can I fill out the report tomorrow? And can you like kind of fuck off?" And the head detective's like,
It's so
"Yeah."
funny though. The head detective like constantly on his monologue, and every time he's trying to talk to Jack, he's like has to like come up for air from Linnea Quigley to answer him, and then he goes back down, and then the detective's monologuing again while these two are just necking on, and then he's like constantly pulling back. He's like, right, do you know what, mate? That's enough now. Like, I will deal with this on Monday. I need a break.
And the fact the detective's like, "Yeah, no worries."
Yeah.
What? It just leaves the crime scene. Like they realize that the two bodies of Gunnar Hansen and of Mercedes are now completely gone. It's just their clothes. And it kind of finishes with one of his monologues of, yeah, and that's how we solved the case. And she's a really good kid. So I've taken her on, and she's now my secretary who's sleeping on his couch. And like it's so weird. And then it ends with the title card promising a sequel that I instantly searched for that doesn't exist. And the level of disappointment in my soul was massive because we nearly had student chainsaw nurses.
Yep. Immediately, I did the same thing as you. I was like, please tell me this movie exists.
It doesn't. It does not. I think now, as we're in this phase of revamping old horrors and doing legacy sequels, I think now is the time to do student chainsaw nurses.
Yep, give it to Eli Roth. He'll kill it.
Eli Roth. Well, I suppose it would work. He can't do anything else right. I hate Eli Roth.
Yeah, I'm not a great Eli Roth fan.
I'm going to say it, this film is trash, but my God, it's my sort of trash. I think I betrayed myself at the beginning of the episode. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5.
It's nice to see you bump up a little bit. Was I a 4 or was I 4.5? I can't remember. I went wildly up.
You went for a 4.5.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm going to stay where I am. It's 4.5 out of 5. I love this movie. I just think it's my kind of funny. You know, I have a really dry sense of humor, and this just really resonated with me on that front. So, yeah, I'm happy with a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, you can get it on Plex. I struggled like fuck to find this, but I found it on Plex. No voicemails again this week because we're recording this straight after we recorded Wishmaster. So next week, maybe call us, baby. Instagram,
maybe.
Instagram audio DM, X audio DM, or record a TikTok and tag us in it. We done cover notes this week because I thought the cover note for this was quite good. They charge an arm and a leg, but I was curious whether our listeners could do better. I'm not convinced they did, but they had a fucking good go. So over on Slasher, just Sarah went with hookers take back what's theirs in a beautiful chainsaw gutting experience. I think it's a little bit long.
Bit wordy.
Yeah. Copper Nicron went with just wait until they get revved up.
Like
Quite
that.
like that. Nate Mayer went with they never saw it coming. Which, again,
Also, I like that.
Dewey Pod Monster, arguably the best. It's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you put on a label.
And Jamie Louise can't lose. Linnea Quigley may age, but her breasts never get old.
No, this is very true.
So yeah, no, I don't think anyone managed to outdo the original, but you all had a good go. Make sure you keep an eye out for interactive features across our socials. We're at You Run Podcast absolutely everywhere. We're going to play a game, which is Guess That Movie Motherfucker. This is a brand new game, and I'm really excited for this. So I'm going to give you 5 clues.
Right.
After each clue, you can take a guess at what the movie is. You're going to get all 5 clues. So if you get it right on the first one, I'm not going to tell you, and I'm going to continue till you've got all the clues in the hope that if you've got it right, you'll then change your mind.
Right. Okay.
So
there's a very mind game level quiz thing.
Yeah. So all you need to do is guess the movie, and I'm going to give you very basic clues. So the first clue is Chainsaw.
So my first guess is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
You're not that basic, so I know that's not the answer.
Second clue is Hot Pants. You can stick with what you've got, or you can...
Hot Pants. Sorry, I know this isn't making for good radio because I'm just in silent thought.
Yeah.
My initial thought was Planet Terror, but Planet Terror's Machine Gun Leg. I'm just thinking Hot Pants. I'm going to go with Planet Terror, and then I'll work with the
meat.
Meat.
Yeah, meat.
So I've got Chainsaw, Hot Pants, and I've got meat.
Yeah. You need to vocalize, dude. This is terrible podcasting.
It is. I do apologize, but I'm determined to get this right.
You've got 4 of these, so if you get this one wrong, you've got 3 more to have a go at.
Right. Now I'm reverting back to Chainsaw again, but then I'm also thinking remake, so I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre Beginning. And I feel like there's a reason why I shouldn't, and I want to stray away from Chainsaw. And I'm hoping something's going to push me in the direction of Evil Dead.
Hook.
Now, that's not helpful at all. But then again, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Meat Factory, Hooks. I'm still leaning towards Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake series. Whether it's 1, 2, I'm not too sure.
Your last clue, Texas. I'll let you finish your beer.
Motherfucker. And I feel like you've done me. Because I feel like you've set me up to pick the movie I would pick.
What movie do you think it is?
I think it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That is correct.
Oh.
You made that
right,
way hard.
What the thing is, that just shows our friendship to that level because I just didn't trust you enough. I my mind was yeah, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously, a hot pants scene as she's walking up to the house.
Yeah.
Meat hook.
I've not been deliberately difficult with any of these. They're just genuine clues. So let's do another one and see how you do.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Listen, right. This is where I've gone wrong. I assumed it was just a one and done thing. And
No,
we were
no,
just
no,
doing one movie, right?
we
I
got-
didn't
we got
realize we
4.
were going on. So you've started me
Yeah,
off easy, and obviously the obvious answer is Texas. Yeah, right. Okay.
yeah. Right, next one. First clue is hotel.
Bates Motel.
Okay. Second clue is creepy black dude.
The Shining.
Okay. Third clue is confusing.
The Shining.
Fourth clue is trapped.
I'm still going with The Shining.
Your final clue is special room number.
Yeah, definitely The Shining.
It was 1408.
See, that's what I mean. This is what I was doing with the first question, motherfucker. You've set me up because all of those are The Shining.
They could be The Shining, but they weren't. It was 1408.
No,
Right,
because that's convenient to you. Your fucking answer.
Next one, mask.
Halloween.
Weapon.
Weapon?
Yeah, a weapon.
What kind of weapon?
Well, okay. Knife.
Knife. Halloween.
Okay. Runaway.
Literally any horror movie. I'm staying with Halloween.
Okay. Chased.
That's the same as Runaway, dude.
It's not. You sticking with Halloween?
Yes.
New York City.
Motherfucker. Jason Takes Manhattan.
It's close, but it's not right. Scream 5.
Fuck.
Last one. This one, I had loads of fun with this one. Old man.
X.
Young girl.
X.
Uncle.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
And your final clue for this one is teleportation.
Fuck. Right, read me those in synchronization.
So, old man, young girl, uncle, Tokyo Drift, teleportation.
It's Halloween 4, dickhead.
It is Halloween 4. The fact you could get Halloween 4 from that is just absolutely amazing. That was the last one of those.
Absolute arsehole.
Let's hit this button.
He's the king of the spool, the lord of the stack. If it's on magnetic tape, there's no turning back. From the floor to the ceiling, he's a mastermind hoarder, keeping analog alive on the edge of the border. Rewind, collider to the static flip. It's Mark, VHS from the crypt.
Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of VHS from the Crypt. My name is Mark, and this is my VHS of the week. In case you guys haven't noticed, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, motherfucker. As you mentioned earlier, Scott, yes, this is a re-release edition of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. And whilst not being the most sought after and rarest version of this copy, this is a complete and uncut version that you can get on VHS, which is why I chose to opt to buy it.
Can't show us the back.
No, to be fair, I can show you the back. The back is all right. Everyone's pantily clad, but there's still no boobage on show. But yeah, I'm glad to have this in my collection because movies like this didn't get a extended release in terms of movies such as your Scream franchise or your Friday franchise or your Nightmare franchise, where thousands and thousands and thousands of copies were produced. You know, movies like this are very much a limited run release.
Yeah.
And to obtain a movie like this on VHS is a significant feat. It was a tape of mine that I was very proud to own, and one that I caught, again, very early on in my collection. It's something that I harp on about a lot on this segment of the show, but I was very wise when I started collecting VHS, and I did manage to catch it at the right time. It seems like it's very much a premium ideology to collect VHS tapes at the moment, and I think it's only going to get worse given the announcement recently from Sony regarding their announcement that they're no longer going to be doing physical release of media.
I love how
going
much
forward.
they've been trolled by like Domino's Pizza, the controller manufacturer, like and Xbox. Big props to the CEO of Xbox. We're committed to making physical games till at least 2040. Fuck you, PlayStation.
But take that with a pinch of salt, because only 8 years ago, Sony did a big press conference about how vital and how important physical media was to the industry, only to U-turn on it within a matter of 8 years. And 8 years sounds like a long time to me and you, but in terms of a company like Sony who have this level of sort of influence within the world of media and context, it's not a long time, for them to make such a U-turn on a statement they made.
It's a big enough impact that I will be getting rid of my PlayStation and buying an Xbox.
And a lot of people have already. It's a growing trend. A lot of people that I know who are big gamers, again, myself, I haven't played really anything past the PlayStation 4. I don't really even dabble into the PlayStation 4 because every time I turn it on, it takes about 12 hours to fucking upload an update. I have my full PS1 collection, which I adore. I have a full PS2 collection and a PS3 collection, which I adore. And those are the games that I play regularly because I put them in and I just play.
Do you know what I'm playing at the moment? Theme Park on the PlayStation 2.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
I'm now on the 4th world, and I am like, my park. When I played it as a kid, it was like I need to put all the rides in, and it was kind of not in any order. Now, like I've got communal areas with benches and like concession stands in the middle. Like I've designed proper theme parks now.
But that's it, I could just literally reach up here now, and I can just showcase this. I have right here in front of me the very first original release of Theme Park on the PS1. I have a very eclectic collection of retro games. I know, and that's one of the reasons why I dipped off on modern gaming, is because it's just not yours anymore. You don't own it anymore. Like, everything requires updates and DLCs and things like that in order for you to play it. And whereas everything I have, I can just oh, there's a disc for that. I'm just going to put that in and play it. Sit down for an afternoon and I'm just going to fucking game and I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to play it how I want to play it, and it's another element of control that is massively implemented to the society that we're living in at the moment, and it's just annoying. And the announcement that Sony made literally a couple of weeks ago regarding people who had bought certain movies and TV shows and things like that through the Play Store, it's like, oh, we've lost the rights now with so-and-so. So people who had paid like $20 for like a 4K release of Terminator 2. It's like, oh no, shit. Sorry, no, that's gone now. We don't have rights to Terminator 2 anymore, so that's gone. And it's like,
I think that's okay as long as they refund people. But they don't refund people, and that's where
they're not
wrong.
Refunding people. They're just
wrong.
saying, sorry, shit happens. It's like, well, hold on, I've just paid $20 to rent that for what?
It'd be like me selling you like 3 DVDs. And then in 3 months' time, deciding I want them back and coming around taking them back off you and not giving you your money back. That's exactly what it is. It's theft.
It is theft. And I think it's going to be a major issue for a lot of companies who, I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting landscape for people going forward, because I feel like there is a lot of benefits to the idea of it. So I'm not one of those people who just sit here and don't get me wrong, I'm a physical media collector. I collect physical media, whether that be VHS. I collect DVDs, but I only collect DVDs barring TV shows that I'm really obsessed and love because I can't collect TV series on VHS because they take up too much room. So I'll just hone in on getting the box set of DVDs for those. And then 4Ks and Blu-rays, I don't buy, but I do have for certain things like Dawn of the Dead, one of my all-time favorite movies. I bought the 4K Ultra Blu-ray box set that came with a novelization, you know, because it was just such a cool piece to have. And I'll collect the steel books for the Halloween franchise because, again, anything that's Halloween, I'll just eat it up and I'll just want to own because I have a full segment in here that I dedicate just to Halloween. But I just worry that going forward, this is just going to pigeonhole a lot of people. And like, I get the benefits to it because there is so much, like, I'm a niche person. Like, as much as like that I'm about all over the place on social media, on Instagram, because we showcase the fact that we have this physical media collection, but there are so many landfills and tips and things like that that are just full of plastic waste from old video games that people have thrown away, and VHSs and DVDs and things like that. That's like, that's just shite. Just take it to the tip, or take it to the bin, or take it to the waste, you know? So I get the economical benefits of doing it, but it's just like,
you've got to
what
do it for
I
life.
just feel like the way that they've announced it so close in quick succession to the removal of people's video streaming collection that they've had and they've built and they've done digitally, to then be like, actually, no, that doesn't belong to you anymore. And then for a couple of weeks later for them to turn around and be like, we're not making disc versions anymore after 2028. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. We're still dealing with the aftermath of you taking away our movies that we've paid for.
Yeah, and like, props to Xbox for jumping straight on the back of it, because they've done exactly what I would do. Fucking PlayStation are getting absolutely hammered now. Let's make a commitment to make physical games until whatever date and jump on it. Because it's going to reach a point like...
But discs can't hold that much information, especially considering the way that the gaming developing market's working at the moment. I get it.
So like every disc you get now, like,
I just think this timing so badly with how they've like, oh, we ain't got the rights for that anymore, so that game's gone forever. And it's like, hang about a minute. I just give you fucking so much money to own that. And it turns out I don't own that. And
it's
then
like,
you've made this announcement. It's like, well, hold on a minute. What about if I invest £10,000 over the next 5 years into my Sony PlayStation library, only for you to turn around and tell me that the developments of that game have had a spat with Sony and they're going to remove that from the Sony library?
Yeah.
And I can no longer play that game ever again. Whereas me, I'm like, oh, I can just walk up to my shelf and I can pick up Crash Bandicoot 1. Whether Naughty Dog have a fallout with Sony, I can play Crash Bandicoot 1 for the rest of my life.
Exactly,
you know, and that's the barrier that's been put in place between physical and digital, you know?
Yeah. And I'd love to know other people's thoughts on this as well. So call in and let us know what you think about that. Because I think physical media is about to have a massive resurgence. Everyone's going to clamber now to get everything they can physically, which for me and Mark,
as a PSA right now, I would just like to say, don't do that. Don't go buy physical media. Don't hike up the prices for people like me who actually really want it.
And people like me who is growing a collection. And I just put 4 new shelves over there, right? And I want to be able to fill them for the price I filled these. I don't want to have fill them for like 10 times more.
No. I'm joking. I think you should all go out, and I feel like you should embrace something that is yours. And I've had a lot of people who've like, one of the things that I've been doing recently is I've been watching the Walking Dead franchise, and I've been working my way through it season by season. And I've been buying each season on DVD to watch, you know. And again, I mentioned earlier, I only collect DVD on TV series. And everyone's like, oh, what, dude, like, you know, you can just sign up to HBO Max and like you wouldn't have to like buy every single DVD. And I'm like, yeah, but dude, like that's the experience for me, you know, like I enjoy getting to the end of the season and then going out and buying the next season to come home and then be like, yes, right, here we go, this one, you know, like for me, that's enjoyable. But whereas if I'm just streaming it and a mindless content on Netflix. It's like it's not the same sort of experience, you know. And the fact is, I know that's mine now. I own that, and I can watch that whenever I want.
Yeah, exactly that. That is it for this week. Thank you for listening. Please leave us a review on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts probably more important because we've not had one on there for a long time. Next, we're back with a more serious tone. Like, it's actually going to require me and Mark to put in some work and come with some critical input as we tackle one of the most brutal movies we've ever covered, The Sadness.
I like The Sadness a lot.
I do too, but man, it's rough. It's rough. Fucking rough.
It's dark.
So yeah, make sure you tune in for that. But until then, have a wonderful week. We'll see you all next Tuesday.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
You want to die tonight?
You're on podcast. You're on podcast. Late at night, I tune into your show where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voice is like sirens, draws me in as you pick apart movies on murder and sin. Scott and Mark set the scene. I hang on every word, lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Mark's fucking long round up. Round up, round up, round up, round up, round up. You're on podcast, horror movie review, sharing facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after you fled. Ace Detective. You're on podcast.